Sorry, I can always record again next period. So, yesterday we went in and we talked about triangle congruency, right? And we found that that was a pretty big task, right? You had to show that there were 3 sets of congruent angles and 3 sets of congruent sides. Today we're going to start investigating shortcuts, okay? So there are 4 shortcuts we're going to use, and there's one that we're pretty much going to avoid, all right? So today is 10-9, and we're looking at triangle congruency. I'm going to just call these shortcuts. Triangle congruency shortcuts. Okay. Like I said, there are 4 that work, there are 2 that don't, and of the 4 that work, there's one that you got to be very careful about. All right. I'm going to lay out all 4 that work today. I'm going to highlight for you the ones that don't work today, and then we're going to hone in and just focus on 2 of them. All right. So let's go ahead and start with our first shortcut. Is what's called side-side-side congruency. All right, so SSS is what we'll put, and that stands for side, side, side. Now what this says is if I have 2 triangles, right, and they can be any 2 triangles, I draw them however I want, doesn't really matter. If they have 1, 2, 3 sets of congruent sides, then those 2 triangles are congruent. I don't need to worry about the angles. Okay? So if there's 3 sets of congruent sides, I'm good. The second shortcut we're going to take a look at. Side angle side. All right. Now this one you got to be careful about. Side angle side. Again, just 2 triangles. Doesn't really matter what they look like. If they have 1 set of sides and a second set of sides, and here's the important thing. The angle in between those 2 sides, so the angle where those 2 sides touch, the angle has to be where the 2 sides touch. Yeah, let me show you. So here, see how we've got these 2 sides? If I follow this side, it goes to this corner. I follow this side, it goes to that corner. This is the angle that has to be congruent. So it can't be like side, this angle, and that side. That won't work. It has to be the angle between the 2 sides. All right. That's enough to say that these 2 triangles are congruent. Okay? Our next shortcut. Number 3, ASA. What does ASA stand for? Angle, side, angle. Angle, side, angle. All right? Now this is going to be the same thing, right? I'm going to have 2 sets of congruent angles, right? It's going to be 1 angle, maybe congruent to this angle, right? Doesn't really matter. And then a second angle. And then finally, it has to be the side that connects those 2 angles. It has to be the side that connects those 2 angles. So you can see here, angle, side, angle, right? So the side must connect the 2 angles. Okay, the side must connect the 2 angles. Does anybody have any questions on those 3 shortcuts? Those are the 3 that are straightforward. Very easy, right? Side, 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 angle, side, and angle, side, angle. The next one is a little bit tricky. You have to be very careful when you look at the next one. The next one's called angle, angle, side. All right? next one is angle, angle, side. And by the way, you can also do this one backwards. You could also call it side, angle, angle. It's the same thing, forwards and backwards. It's okay. All right? Nope, angle, angle, side, angle, angle. I accept both of those as answers. They're both fine. Okay? Now here's where you have to be careful. I'm going to show you where it works and where it doesn't. So we're going to have two examples here, one that works, one that doesn't. All right. Now for angle, angle, side, I've got angle, maybe congruent to this angle. I've got this angle, congruent to this angle. And then finally, I'm going to have this side, congruent to this side. This one works. Okay? In contrast, if I go ahead and have this angle congruent to this angle, and this angle congruent to that angle, but I end up with this side congruent to this side. This does not work. Now this one's confusing for students. Let's talk about why. When I go around, angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side. Over here, angle, angle, side, angle, angle, side, right? They're both set up the same. What's different? What makes the one on the right not work? That's right. Everybody see here? Here's the 2 angle, and there's the line. So this side touches the angle with 2 marks. This side touches the angle with 2 marks. Over here, this side touches the angle with 1 mark. This side touches the angle with 2 marks. The sides have to be corresponding, okay? So the congruent sides have to be in the same spot. They have to be next to the same angle, okay? Does that make sense to everybody? So be very, very careful with this one, all right? So these are our 4 triangle congruency shortcuts. There are 2 that never work, all right? Let's talk about why on the next page. So these ones don't work. All right. The first one, angle, angle, angle. You can never use angle, angle, angle. Let's talk about why. See this triangle? Now I'm going to go ahead and draw another triangle inside of it. Those triangles are the same shape. They're the exact same shape. They've got congruent angles. This angle is congruent to this angle. This angle is congruent to this angle, right? And this angle up here is congruent to this angle up here. But why aren't they congruent? That's right, they're not the same size. Same shape, not the same size. These are similar, but not congruent. So 3 sets of congruent angles is not enough to say 2 triangles are congruent. Okay? And this other one. Notice I've been using abbreviations for all of these. I will not abbreviate this one. Angle, side, side. You cannot do angle, side, side. Or backwards, you cannot do SSA. I should see no bad words on your paper, forwards or backwards, all right? If you write it, I will circle it, and I will call your mother immediately, all right? So here, there is no angle, side, side. Under no circumstances should you put angle, side, side on your paper. It doesn't work, all right? Any questions there?
I knew this was
Big setup, right? All right. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Today, we're only interested in 2 of these shortcuts. So today, we're just going to hone in here on side, 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 and side, angle, side. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple examples of problems you might be able to see. So example 1. Write a congruency statement. So write a congruency statement. That's our goal. Okay? So I'll just go ahead and draw a picture. Not my best, but that'll work. All right. We'll go ahead and call this one A, B, C, D, E. Okay? And I'm going to tell you here that this side is congruent to this side, and that this side is congruent to this side. Okay? So this is what the problem is going to look like. It's going to say write a congruency statement. On top of that, I need to say how I know they're congruent. So here, are these two triangles congruent? All right, by which shortcut? SAS. So I see the two sides. Where's the angle? At C. Everybody see? Remember yesterday I told you the first thing you do is anytime you've got them, update vertical angles. So the first thing I do on my diagram is I would draw in my vertical angles. Okay? Now I can see clear as day. Side, angle, side. So I have SAS congruence, and I can now write my congruency statement. All right. So let's name our first triangle on the left. All right. I can name this triangle whatever I want. Ms. Schmidt, how do you want to name this triangle over here on the left? BCA. That's right. Alphabetical order be damned. All right. BCA. All right. Now we're going to figure out what goes with what. Which angle over here goes with B? D. All right. Everybody see that? Let's talk about this. This is important. It's at the end of 2 marks. This one's at the end of 2 marks. So that's how I know B goes with D. Good. C goes with C. They're both clearly marked. And then finally, E. All right? Here are the things I would look for, right? Everything in red I would need to see for this problem. You need to tell me how you know. What justifies this? Side, angle, side. Any questions there? All right. Example 2, same thing. We'll call this Q, R, S, and T. All right. So first thing I do, I always look for 2 things. Are there any vertical angles? No. What's the second thing I look for? It might look 90, but we don't know for sure. Well, yeah, technically he's right. Based upon what I told you yesterday, this would have to be an isosceles triangle, and if that's the midpoint, he's right. It comes from the vertex angle. It would have to be perpendicular. Not what I was looking for, but yeah, it works. What was I looking for? What was the second thing I told you guys to look for? Reflexive segments, right? Are there any segments here that are on both triangles?
Yes.
Which one? QS. Now what type of congruency do I have? SSS. This is side, side, side congruency. So I can write my congruency statement. Very easily impressed. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to name the triangle on the left. We'll go ahead and call it TSQ. Okay. What's the triangle on the right going to be? RSQ. Very good. Right? Because T goes with R, S goes with S, and Q goes with Q. All right. Any questions there? All right. One more. Oh, forgot to switch back to blue. Example 3. All right. So this side is congruent to this side. That side is congruent to this side. I'll tell you that this angle is congruent to that angle. So here, let's go ahead and call this, we'll just go with ABC, XYZ. All right. Are the 2 triangles congruent? Why not? But no, look, I got side, angle, side. And I got a side, an angle, and a side. not the same or, that's right. See how this angle's between the two sides? This is an example of angle side side. Can I put angle side side? No. So these are, simply put, not congruent. Okay? Yes?
How do you know like where to start? You could do like side and side.
So here, what you have to remember, when we gave our definition, side angle side is the two sides and the angle where they touch. This two sides, they touch at angle Z. So I have the wrong angle marked. So that's how I know. All right, any other questions? All right.
If the angle sign would be that B, would it be bigger?
Nope, it would be angle side side for both, which wouldn't work. All right. Second type of problem. Great company. All right. Find the missing information. All right. Middle notes. You gotta bring the camera with you. What? No. Yeah, you guys were done notes. All right. We'll go with here L, M, N, O, and P. Right? And I would tell you here that LM is congruent to MN, and I want side, angle, side congruency. What else do I need to know? Good, so immediately I'll put my vertical angles. Now I want side, angle, side congruency. So the problem's here in green. I want side, angle, side congruency. What else would I need to know? Another side. Which sides? Well, I need you to be specific, like name them. So NO and LP. Let's do that in teal. All right, so if I mark NO and LP, do I have side, angle, side? No, I've got angle, side, side, which I can't do, right? So I can't do, that doesn't help me. NO congruent to LP. I need something else. I already have LM. MO congruent to MP. Very good. All right. Any questions there? So find the missing piece of information. Make sure you're being careful there. All right. Any questions? Fantastic. How do I make this stop? There it is. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pass out an assignment. It looks something like this. On the front, it's just naming the congruency. Tell me which shortcut applies. On the back, it's find the missing piece of information. Okay?